As a Christian, it is essential to evaluate the values and policies of any political party or ideology to ensure they align with biblical principles. Unfortunately, liberal Democrats have consistently demonstrated a lack of commitment to Christian values, making it challenging for Christians to trust them. This essay will explore the reasons why Christians cannot trust liberal Democrats, focusing on their stance on abortion, religious freedom, LGBTQ+ rights, and economic policies. Firstly, liberal Democrats' unwavering support for abortion is a significant concern for Christians. The Bible teaches that human life is sacred and created in God's image, Genesis 1:27. Abortion, therefore, is morally reprehensible and goes against the fundamental Christian principle of protecting human life. Liberal Democrats, however, have consistently advocated for abortion rights, often using rhetoric that dehumanizes the unborn and ignores the biblical teaching on the sanctity of life. The Democratic Party's platform has become increasingly radical on this issue, with many prominent Democrats advocating for unrestricted access to abortion, even up to the point of birth. This stance is irreconcilable with Christian teachings, making it difficult for Christians to trust liberal Democrats. Another reason Christians cannot trust liberal Democrats is their erosion of religious freedom. The First Amendment guarantees the free exercise of religion, a fundamental right that is essential to Christianity. However, liberal Democrats have consistently sought to undermine this right, often using the guise of separation of church and state to restrict Christian expression. For example, the Democratic Party has supported legislation that would force Christian organizations to violate their conscience by providing services that contradict their biblical beliefs. The party has also backed candidates who have openly disparaged Christianity, demonstrating a blatant disregard for the religious freedom of Christians. This disregard for religious freedom is a significant concern for Christians who value the ability to live out their faith without fear of persecution or marginalization. The Liberal Democratic Party's stance on LGBTQ+ rights is another area of concern for Christians. While Christians are called to love and respect all individuals, regardless of their background or lifestyle, the Bible is clear about the sinfulness of homosexual behavior. Romans 1:26-27, 1 Corinthians 6:9-10. Liberal Democrats, however, have made LGBTQ+ rights a central plank of their platform, often using coercive measures to enforce acceptance and affirmation of lifestyles that contradict biblical teachings. This has led to the persecution of Christians who hold traditional views on marriage and sexuality, with many facing discrimination, harassment, and even legal action for their beliefs. The Democratic Party's insistence on celebrating and promoting LGBTQ+ lifestyles as normal and desirable is a direct challenge to Christian teachings, making it difficult for Christians to trust them. Finally, liberal Democrats' economic policies are often at odds with Christian values. The Bible teaches the importance of personal responsibility, hard work, and charity, 2 Thessalonians 3:10, Acts 2:45. However, liberal Democrats often promote policies that undermine these values, such as redistribution of wealth, increased government dependency, and punitive taxation. These policies can create a culture of entitlement and dependency rather than encouraging personal initiative and self-reliance. Furthermore, the Liberal Democratic Party's emphasis on government-provided social services can lead to a decline in charitable giving and community involvement, which are essential to Christian living. The party's economic policies, therefore, can be seen as contradicting the biblical principles of stewardship, responsibility, and compassion. In conclusion, Liberal Democrats have demonstrated a consistent disregard for Christian values, making it challenging for Christians to trust them. Their stance on abortion, religious freedom, LGBTQ+ rights, and economic policies is often at odds with biblical teachings, creating a significant divide between the party and Christian voters. As Christians, it is essential to evaluate the values and policies of any political party or ideology to ensure they align with biblical principles. In the case of liberal Democrats, the radical stance on these issues makes it difficult for Christians to trust them, and instead, Christians should seek out political leaders and parties that uphold and promote biblical values.